Feature Friday.
The freshest.
We haven't checked out Shreya in a while. Also, new couch.
Hooray.
New thing. Look at it. Whoa.
Hey,
Oh,
they
still has
have
a tag.
tags.
Oh,
Efra. You could have taken the tags off.
No, it doesn't matter. People should know how shitty these things go around here. I'm only joking. We haven't checked out Shreya in a while, and I thought we do. And this was very requested actually in the past, and it's getting requested more and more often. It's only like a 2-minute performance. It's completely live, and I think it's blown a lot of people away. So let's give it a watch. Hopefully,
Okay.
Bale can give us some knowledge.
All right, let's have a look. Upgrade your ears. Okay.
Oh yeah, let me just get the scissors.
Oh, it's
Sony.
Sony. Yeah, of course.
Please, Sonia, I beg you, don't block this.
ना कुछ पूछा ना कुछ मांगा तूने दिल से दिया जो दिया
I would pay so much money. I know we missed her. She came to London, London or England, I'm not sure. In like February, March. We were so busy in that point. We were gigging all around London that we just couldn't align it. We couldn't align it. But my God, I would fucking love to listen to the shit live.
Yes, me too. Also, is the refinery in the singing phrases that is so, because the entrances are so soft. It's nearly haunting, like to the point where you don't really recognize whether it's like, is it an instrument that's starting to sound?
Yeah, right.
Is it a vocal?
Yeah.
What is happening? Because
She's
our
really-
entrances are so soft.
She's really,
It's really
peculiar
cool.
when it comes to that. Sometimes she does sound like literally like a bansuri, like a flute or something.
Yeah. And the cool thing is though, like, because it has been equalized to perfection, the reverb and the echo at the end, it just makes you feel like you're entering a brand new world
Yeah.
of like anything. There's something magical about it.
ना कुछ बोला ना कुछ तोला
Dola, bola, re dola.
मुस्कुरा के दिया जो दिया
You see the softness.
तू ही धूप तू ही छाया तू ही अपना पराया और कुछ
And she's such a charming woman as well.
It's when you see her singing that.
जादू तुझमें रब दिखता है
Ooh.
Oh, the guitar is like hard. Look at him on his
Product
book.
placement.
No, I don't know.
No,
Obviously,
the
product
headphones
placement.
everywhere.
But on the look at his
His book has a picture.
his booklet, it has a picture of Shreya. Because it's like, this is Shreya's thing.
Fair enough.
Maybe when he plays for like someone else, I don't know. Maybe he plays for Arijit. Puts a picture of Arijit.
You know, that's actually quite smart filing. Think about it.
It's great, yeah.
It's smart filing because you
Also-
don't have to read. You just have to recognize the face.
Nowadays, I don't know why people still use paper.
But me too. Well, it is more often than now than ever to bring
Like,
out your iPad.
I think, yeah, like
or
Shreya,
your-
even when she came here to, or when she was doing like, what was it, Berkeley or something like that?
Oh,
she
yeah,
brought
true.
her iPad. She's just, because she sings in like 50,000 languages, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So she can't learn every language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
she
yeah.
has to use, and she's from West Bengal, isn't she?
I think so.
And apparently, India's first language? No, for like the ratings, India's most beautiful language. It's in West Bengal.
Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, essentially everything sort of they sound quite similar, but people can't understand each other. From my understanding in the comments, but I think it's in West Bengal that has quite beautiful language. We will do a West Bengal podcast because we did Bangladesh, and then the connection between West Bengal and Bangladesh was kind of hard for us to sort of digest as foreigners and what would you call it, first timers. And so I think to do it fairness, we'll do it justice. We'll definitely check them out, and then that way we can check out more of Shreya's work and more of Arijit's work and other artists that we've never checked out before.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts. At the end of the day, it's
sounds
also what
great.
you guys like. The posture is outstanding.
Yeah, if you pay attention to the way that she's actually modulating like certain words and certain phrases, usually when we sing, we in the West we're always taught to come in strong in the first consonant or vowel of the singing phrase, because it dictates exactly the beginning of the line. It dictates the beginning of the singing phrase, so it also tells a story. But in her case, she's actually emphasizing consonants and vowels in between the singing phrase, and it is also highlighted in the singing way of mannerisms as well. So the chord progressions highlight halfway through the singing phrase. And if you pay attention to her gestures, her mannerisms in the hands, you can see you can see exactly when she would be highlighting the singing phrase too, which is quite interesting though. And I think this is very peculiar to her.
Right.
Not a lot of singers outside of India kind of like use this physical, tactile,
kinesthetic
feedback of physically pointing out where exactly the singing phrase would be, which is quite funny because when I was studying theater, like one of the physical cues to understand how to go higher and also keep grounding was like to bend your knees.
Right.
It's like something physical to bring you back to the ground, or maybe emphasize the beginning of the sentence with physical movement. But I've never seen it done so specifically. I don't know, like for every part of the singing phrase.
I see it as well in Indian classical. Like if you look at Hindustani classical rehearsals, especially with the kids.
Yeah. And if the singer is not playing an instrument, you will see them
utilizing
their hands a lot.
Traverse through the immense musical path of music pathway of notes.
Yeah.
Which is so large.
But you can see it really clearly here. Like I found that fascinating. You see, like even the pulling back of the note, she's doing it with her hands. It's so pretty.
It's also
even
majestic as well.
Yeah, because it's funny because even the modulation of the singing phrase is also, I don't know, mimicked with the hand gestures too.
I think also culturally they use their hands, like in South America, like in Spanish.
Oh, so much.
You can probably notice it with us. Like if you speak Spanish, a lot of people are quite sort of animated and stuff like that. More animated than if you were to speak English. Actually, I think what's so funny is that, you know, obviously we worked in TV. Well, I shouldn't say obviously because I can't presume everyone would know that. But when we were kids, we did a lot of TV in South America and the hosting shows and stuff, and they never really taught us to be animated. We kind of just, I think culturally everyone was kind of like that. You did have the old timid kid that put his hands in his pockets. Are you weirdo? You're in that show. You're not actually trying to be yourself. You're trying to be something else. But then when I came to school in London and you traveled to Europe, you were like, a lot of people kind of have to be taught that. Mm-hmm. Saying like, you know, you have to try and use your hands and shit like that. And it's like, oh.
That's not
weird.
normal, yeah. It's like, no, everybody does that.
Weird, how could... Yeah, and people are like, how are you so good at it? It's like, I have no idea.
I grew up doing that.
Yeah,
it's very funny.
But maybe in India, it sort of seems to be the same. Like, I love that gesture of like, go like this sometimes.
They like, when you greet each other, you kind of like...
Yeah. Or like South Korea, for example, they like bow. Mm-hmm. Or Japan, well, in Japan, they bow. But like, yeah, in India, see, like for example, in South Korea, because we're kind of familiar with that industry a bit, not the culture as much, but the industry, like doing interviews with them, they're not as animated, like in comparison to like when we do like an Indian interview or something like that with an artist from India. But they do have other mannerisms that then even when they perform, they kind of bring out. Yeah. So I think also culture plays a...
I think so, but it's really interesting though, because if you pay attention to her singing mannerisms and her singing modulation, it's very active in her hand gestures too. So there's like a visual guideline of what is happening inside, which I find so cool.
Could that be again? That beat is awesome.
This part is fantastic. How, bro? I have no idea because
Is there a full version of this?
I have no idea.
If anyone
either.
knows, because this is the only one I could find, and well, it's the only link that kind of people were sending through, and it seemed. You know what would be interesting? I don't know if people like this idea. I don't see many people doing this, so maybe it would be something
Maybe
new.
this is a different song.
No, this is the song that everyone was requesting.
No, I mean like the beginning of a different song. in the
It was like an
performance.
intro kind of thing that just went
Exactly.
viral. But I don't see many people doing this, but it would be intriguing because I know a lot of coaches actually, like vocal coaches, people that actually teach singing online, have reviewed this performance. It would be really intriguing, obviously knowing Ballet's background and that kind of my background in percussion and things like that, to see what they had to say, things that maybe we missed. You know what I mean? And then review, obviously, the performance ourselves. Maybe we could do this with another performance or someone else. And then see what they kind of had to say, some of them. We're familiar with some of their work. I mean, I watched some of them as well.
I do too.
So it would be interesting to see what they say, to comparison to what we would say.
Yeah.
And then perhaps we're in the same sort of lane, or maybe we're not. Maybe we notice things they did, or maybe they notice things that we completely didn't know. That would be quite an interesting idea to do.
It'd be fun.
Let us know what you guys thoughts about it. And Shreya Ghoshal, everyone.